Episode 7 of Alien Earth, titled Emergence, slowly unfolds as a dark, tense continuation of everything that has been building. It opens in the dimly lit quarters of Slightly, one of the hybrid Lost Boys, where Arthur Sylvia, now unconscious and implanted with a facehugger, is hidden under the bed. The room is quiet, except for Arthur's labored breathing, a horrifying reminder of what has happened. Smee enters, puzzled and then horrified at what he finds, and the two boys whisper urgently, their voices low and afraid, debating what to do. Instead of turning Arthur over to Prodigy's security, they decide to move him themselves, hoping to get him to the beach where Morrow is expecting him. Every moment of their sneaking out is drawn out with small details, Smee peeking around corners, the sounds of distant alarms, the dim glow of emergency lights, and the weight of Arthur's limp body between them as they carry him. At the same time, far away in Prodigy's laboratory, the atmosphere is clinical but shaken. After Toodles' death, a team of scientists and cleaners are removing flies, wiping down blood, and replacing fried electrical boxes. Boy Cavalier sits stiffly, watching recorded footage of Toodles' final moments on a loop, his face impassive, but his fingers twitching with obsession. He becomes fascinated with a mysterious organism called the Eye, a pulsating alien intelligence, and in his paranoia he forbids hybrids from entering the lab at all. Down the hall, Wendy is led into the facility and glimpses the results of the company's cover-ups, Isaac's death, Toodles' fate, and her disgust builds. She pauses in front of the enclosure holding the full-grown Xenomorph, her own reflection staring back from the glass as the creature throws itself violently against it. Instead of fear, she feels a strange connection. Quietly, with a mix of guilt and resolve, she manipulates the lab systems and unlocks the security doors, freeing the Xenomorph and setting off a chain of chaos that ripples outward in slow, horrifying waves.
Meanwhile, the subplot of the hybrid's escape advances under the surface. Arthur had earlier deactivated the tracking devices implanted in the Lost Boys, giving Wendy, Joe, and Nibs their first real chance to run. But Wendy insists on staying together as a family, no one left behind, even as security tightens. They slip through darkened corridors and out toward the dock, where a small boat waits. Along the way, they stumble upon a graveyard filled with gravestones etched with their former human names. An eerie monument to what they once were. This scene lingers, showing them pausing among the stones, fingers brushing over carved letters, trying to reconcile who they are now with the people whose minds were uploaded into synthetic bodies. Back on the beach route, Slightly and Smee struggle under Arthur's weight. Their fear is compounded when Kirsch appears, seemingly out of nowhere. Instead of arresting them, he quietly shows them a faster route, his behavior unreadable but oddly cooperative. They move quickly but in near silence, the sound of surf growing closer, until Arthur suddenly jerks awake. The facehugger detaches with a wet, sick sound, and for a heartbeat, they believe they've saved him, but then the chestburster erupts, blood spraying across the sand. The moment is drawn out in shock. Slightly screaming, Smee stumbling backward, the tiny alien wriggling free and skittering into the darkness. Their attempt to help Arthur has instead birthed another horror. At the same time, Slightly and Smee finally arrive at the rendezvous point, carrying Arthur's bloodied body. They lay him down in front of Morrow just moments after the chestburster has escaped, shocking everyone with the sight of Arthur's lifeless form. Morrow realizes too late that the transfer he was expecting has turned into a disaster, and rushes with his men toward the lab to capture the baby Xenomorph and secure the facility. But as soon as he and his soldiers enter the building, Kirsch's hidden plan snaps shut. Security teams loyal to Kirsch move in, surround Morrow, and arrest him on the spot. While Wendy, Joe, and the Nibs are trying to reach the boat, a full squad of armed soldiers blocks their path and moves in to arrest them. The tension explodes when Wendy gives a sharp signal to the Xenomorph hiding nearby. because of the bond built over the past few days, where Wendy slowly gained its trust, and the two began to understand each other's language of gestures, tone, and movement. The creature reacts instantly. It leaps from the shadows and attacks the soldiers with terrifying speed, striking exactly where Wendy points or calls out. In this moment, it's clear the Xenomorph isn't just a monster, but an ally, following Wendy's instructions as she uses it to fight back and clear a way for her group to escape. Wendy, Joe, and Nibs reach to their escape boat, but a group of soldiers surrounds them and blocks their path, angry Nibs killing one soldier. Joe sees this as a dangerous turning point. In his mind, Nibs is putting all of them at even greater risk. So he quickly grabs a soldier's weapon and incapacitates her to stop the violence. Wendy, stunned by Joe's sudden action against one of their own, stares at him in shock, showing she never expected him to turn on Nibs.